What up? What up? What up, everybody? It's your boy Aaron All Nighter.
It's your boy Fifth in the building.
This is the Pop Up Podcast, episode 4. And I'm laughing because as soon as we hit record, some new shit happened. So I'm like, okay.
What the fuck is up with that?
It's I seen it before when I was setting it up. It's something with the program now where they call it Mars, where they say go to Mars. So now you can do vertical and horizontal layouts to multiple platforms.
It asked me to do that before I set. I usually how I set it up the YouTube shit and had like it wouldn't let me set it up. I was like, what the fuck? I had to go back in each one. I'm like, oh, there's more options now.
Yeah, so now the podcast will be coming soon to like Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, people.
Nice.
Y'all not ready for that.
Nah.
Now, something y'all not ready for. But we gotta talk about it, all right? And before we do, you know the deal. Share this out to your news feed. Share this to groups. Tag people in the post. Tag people in the comment section. Put at followers, at highlight, at top fans in the comment section. If you're an admin or a moderator of a group, share this to your group and put at everyone. It's highly appreciated. Thank you. Now, without further ado, usually here on the Pop-Up Podcast, we just shoot the shit. But now we're gonna throw some visuals with it. All right. To give you guys a little bit more of what we're talking about. So this week, some of the things we're gonna talk about: Diddy getting drunk in jail, Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene beefing, Trump talking about a $2,000 tariff check, China telling people, hey, don't go to Japan, we beefing with Thailand, and Trump ordering a DOJ investigation into high-ranking Democrats that are on the Epstein list. But first, we're going to get into the story about Diddy. No Diddy, just prefacing this. Check this out. We'll talk about it, yo.
Sean Diddy Combs is setting the record straight about his life behind bars. Following a report that said the rap mogul, who is serving a 4-year sentence for 2 prostitution-related convictions, was caught drinking homemade alcohol in prison, his spokesperson emphatically denies the allegation. Telling People magazine in a statement published November 9th, there have been several false and reckless reports circulating about Mr. Combs. He has not violated any prison rules. His sobriety and self-discipline are priorities, and he is taking them seriously. The 56-year-old was recently transferred to a low-security correctional facility in New Jersey after spending over a year at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. At the new institution, he was alleged to have created a mixture of Fanta, sugar, and apples, which ferments into alcohol after 2 weeks, TMZ reported. The spokesperson continues, "This is only his first week at FCI Fort Dix, and unfortunately, rumors will surface throughout his time there. We ask the public and press to give him the benefit of the doubt, the privacy to focus on his personal growth, and the grace to move forward in peace." E! News has reached out to Combs' rep for further comment, but has not yet heard back. And while the rapper, who was acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering charges in July, remains in federal custody, his official release date is set May 8, 2028, according to records viewed by E! News.
This man already making homebrew in jail.
Are we really supposed to believe that he wasn't doing that though the whole time? Knowing that he was on the pink cocaine, knowing that he was doing all this bullshit, drinking on 36-hour freak offs and shit, probably on GHB, probably on all kinds of fucking drugs prior to going in, that he just went into jail and was like, I'm done with everything. Like, they don't make the hooch. They don't make the homemade hooch there, bro. Come on, man. Like,
he got a problem. That man needs help.
And he's 56. I didn't realize he was that fucking old already.
He in there living his best life. You know what I mean? He's admiring the scenery. He's partying in there.
Of course he is.
This isn't like a bad experience for Diddy. He's enjoying this. I feel like Diddy needs to just disappear at this point. That way we can really live the no Diddy lifestyle. Because like this is getting disturbing and depressing.
Yeah, but knowing him and his MO for being in the news and being, I won't call him a clout chaser, but someone who's always tried to find his way into the news, bro, it's never gonna happen. This is just who he is. This is who's been ingrained in him since the early 90s for the last 30 years, bro. This actually, for me, it's par for the course, bro. I kind of like, I understand it. I get, like, I don't agree with it, but I get, like, this is just who he is.
Right, I understand it too. Like the man had a liquor brand. Of course he's gonna want to drink.
Yeah.
But I feel like we as a society have the power to like stop the nonsense and bullshit. Or we can just say, hey, fuck it, let's keep paying attention to what he's doing. Yeah, I think soon enough, hopefully his light fades because of what he did. But then again, he coming home in like a year and a half.
Bro, you gotta figure too, how many people was outside the courthouse screaming he was innocent and free. So there's always gonna be this contingency of people that don't want to know the truth, that don't want to admit the truth. They like him for the character he plays. They fell in love with the character, and now his real life actions, there's nothing he's gonna do that's gonna sway them at this point. Look at the vile charges that were brought against him, and there's still hundreds of people outside the jail cell screaming for his release, bro. It's like, nah, man,
like I think that's the problem, and you had just mentioned it. People fall in love with the character. People fall in love with the persona, and I think that's what makes people keep like fighting for somebody. And whether that person has right or wrongs, like, yeah, people make mistakes, all this shit, but sometimes the mistakes are too bad to overlook. And this is one of those moments. So it's like, nah, bro, you on the shelf. That's it. Done. But this is gonna take us now into politics.
Hold on. Yo, let me ask you this. Before knowing who P. Diddy is,
Yeah.
you think when he gets out, he's gonna disappear into the shadows, or do you think he's gonna come out?
No, not at all.
Knowing he has his 5 minutes of fame back because he's out. There's chatter around his name.
Do a song with Elton John and Cher.
Yeah.
Fucking and Little Nas X. It's gonna be called Bad Boys.
Oh.
I mean, it's horrible. But I can see him doing some shit like that and trying to go that route with that community because of how supportive they are of their own. So he's gonna be like, hey, they'll accept me. And go that route. But this leads us to the politics part of the show. And it's great how you had mentioned like the characters and people fall in love with a persona of a person and their actions. Because check this out, we'll talk about it.
Right now, the fallout is growing from the newly released Jeffrey Epstein emails. The records include multiple references to President Trump, but the president is now demanding investigations into several high-profile Democrats. ABC's Johnny Fernandez explains.
President Donald Trump, whose name appears multiple times in the newly released Epstein emails, is now calling on his administration to investigate several high-profile Democrats mentioned in the files as the House moves closer to forcing even more records to be released. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she's following the president's directive, confirming she has asked the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York to take the lead. That office prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell and indicted Jeffrey Epstein before his death by suicide. On social media Friday, Trump calling it a hoax, writing that he will ask the Attorney General, the DOJ, and FBI to investigate, quote, Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, and Reid Hoffman. Those names and others appear in the files.
But I am considered the chief law enforcement agent in the country, and I'm allowed to do it.
Clinton traveled on Epstein's plane on multiple occasions after his presidency, but says he was unaware of Epstein's crimes and never visited Epstein's private island. The former president has not been accused of any wrongdoing. In one 2011 email, Epstein writing, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. A named victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. The president has denied any allegations of wrongdoing. Next week, dozens of House Republicans are expected to break with the president and vote to demand the release of the FBI's full Epstein files. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
A discharge.
Hold on, you gotta unmute it. The videos in this format mute us right after the minute.
All right. So this is what gets me about the news cycle, bro. Our news cycle.
Mm.
He hooked us into being like Trump's name was on there several times. Then when you listen to what he said about the girl being like, oh, he was around, but he didn't do nothing. Like, bro, why'd you lead it in there like it was some kind of damning evidence against Trump, and then come to find out Trump didn't do nothing with the girl that's mentioned in the fucking. It's like, bro, come on. It's biased. It's biased news cycle. At least be real. Like, if you're gonna call something, at least call down the middle. Be like, Trump's name was on there, but don't because this is the problem. Most people are headline readers. And they read the first two sentences. They read the headline, the gotcha moment. Oh, Trump must have did it. They read the first couple lines. It's not going their way, and they're done. They don't get down to the third and fourth paragraph where the real meat or the crux of the story's at. And now they got this notion of some shit. Now they're going around on social media blasting Trump and shit. And I'm not saying I'm a huge Trump supporter. I did vote for Trump 100% because I thought he was a better candidate than Harris was. But I'm not a diehard Trump fan. Like, there's a lot of shit Trump does that I don't agree with.
See, I think this one's a tricky one. I feel like you're right about the girl who unalived herself, who said that she had met Trump several occasions and nothing weird ever happened. And she's like one of the main victims in the whole Epstein case.
She's the one that just unalived herself earlier this year that was going to go testify.
Right. So I feel that, how can I put it? I feel like they all dirty and they all got a secret. And I think that Epstein was the mastermind at blackmail and extortion for these high-ranking officials, left, right, red, or blue. Was like, come to my island. I know y'all are into some weird shit. I got you. We are very discreet here on this island. Nobody will ever know. Don't worry about it. And there was Democrats, there was Republicans, there was celebrities, actors, actresses, musicians, bankers.
World leaders, bro. World leaders of other countries. Like, they're the creme of the creme.
Because they heard from their friends who were also weirdo freaks, hey, yo, listen, there's a place where we can get down that, you know, this dude Jeffrey don't tell nobody. So let's go. Now, I don't think Trump did anything to the girl who unalived herself this year, but I do feel like Trump did something with somebody on the island on some weird shit. I feel like all of these people did. You're not going into a place of business, because that's what this was. This was a sex ring business that Epstein had. You're not going to a place of business just to not purchase anything in a window shop, especially if you are that rich and powerful. You flying there for a reason. I mean, you know what you get and what you get there, and it's discreet when you leave. So I feel like everybody that's on the list, bro, why'd you go into the sex shop if you wasn't planning on buying some sex shit?
Maybe
You
just
know
to
what I mean?
browse. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yo,
but you shouldn't even be there browsing because the selection at this sex shop isn't appropriate.
like any sex shop, there's areas where there's your
Right.
regular, and then
But
it gets a little more extreme, a
I
little more
think that
extreme.
Epstein was more of one of those places that specialized in his
No,
unique fucking
I'm
weirdo
100.
pedo.
I'm 100% with you on that. I feel like it's almost like a Diddy party in a way where it's like
Yes.
from 7 to 12, it's a normal party for normal people to be there. But come 1 o'clock, freaks come out at night. Move on. You know what I mean? So yo, to back up what you're saying, I got a comment right now from Warvet the rapper saying, "We don't know. He didn't do anything. We can't prove it, and it's about what you can prove."
True.
Referring back to Trump.
True.
And he also said, if I'm going down, y'all are going down with me. Which I could, it's funny Warvet saying that because I could literally see Trump being that type of dude where
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go down, you're going down with me for the shit you did. It ain't just gonna be me.
See, that's what I think him getting the DOJ to investigate all these top Democrats is. He's like, shit, I'm going down. Now I'm in this like a motherfucker. There's people have seen me with this guy for 20, 30 years. Parties, pageants, TV shows. He's been at my parties. I've been at his parties. I can't say I don't know the guy and we're not friends. Fuck. Shit. So
But they
hey,
weren't.
guess
They
what? I
they
know
were
dirt
they
on
were friends,
everybody
but
else.
weren't.
You're all going down too.
They
So what
were
we doing?
friends until supposedly, and again, I wasn't there to know this, but the story is they were friends up until 2008 or 9, and I believe Jeffrey Epstein was at Mar-a-Lago in Florida and
Mhm.
ended up hitting on a young woman in front of Trump, and Trump ended up kicking him out, and that was the last of their friendship. So you could see it is
That could just
possible.
be Trump saying not wrong place, wrong time, bro. You doing this at my place? Nah, that's not the way we do this.
Well, then you wouldn't not chill with him for the next 15 years. You know what I mean? Like it could be one of these moments where, and I'm not saying this is not true or not true, but look at it like if Trump legitimately did know, let's just say for the sake of argument, he didn't know, and you went this ignorant, because some people, even though it was an open secret, it's still a secret, right? They call it an
Right.
open secret. If the in people know, the out people may have heard whispers, but there's no confirmation. It just could be rumored, right? So Trump goes into this saying, he is a high profile person that has high profile celebrities, world leaders around, so he's somebody of influence. Goes and tries to get down with him, sees what's going on, and then backs away. Because that's kind of, you looking at the previous years, that's kind of how the sequence looks. He was friends with him in the early 90s. He was up until mid 2000s, 2007, 8, or 9. There's a falling out, and then they're not
But
seen
this is
together
where
since
like
after
this
that.
is where like ignorance can also raise suspicion though, because it's like, all right, Trump, if you're hanging with this man for 20 something years, 30 years, and you don't know that he on some pedophile shit, even though you go to the pedo island and say you just there on normal business, whatever, cool, I'll give you that. You are a horrible judge of character. Like, I know everybody, like, you never fully know a person. But like if you mingling with people who are like pedophiles and not knowing their behavior, like he couldn't tell that Epstein liked underage girls, like they wasn't at a party before checking out girls. Like he ain't never had that conversation with his boy.
Depends on how close are they? You know what I mean? It's one thing to tell you you're my boy. Like, are you like my ride or die that knows the inside, or are you just someone that's I'm cool with? I see you, I give you a handshake, picture opportunity, boom boom, like it does.
True,
So
it could be that too, but then it's like, okay, but that long of a time span where it's just acquaintances.
yeah, but none of this Epstein shit was really known about publicly until recently, and we're talking about late '90s to early 2000s. who knows what the climate was and the word is. It's almost like I almost feel like this, right? This is similar to the It's Your Boy Loco situation going on. So you have, yeah, I'm gonna bring that. Yep. All right, so this is like a similar situation in this aspect. Look at it like this: there's an allegation against someone. There's an allegation from someone against your boy Loco. But look at Loco's team around him was like, yo, I know him. He wouldn't do that. And these are the closest people around him. For someone on the outside who doesn't know either party, but is just seeing this optically.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. Take that.
Yeah, because like none of us know Trump to know really what his preferences are, what he fucking gets into. But like, we know what he portrays to be into. Like, we see his wife, we see his ex-wife. You know what I mean? He likes fucking Ukrainian, Russian blondes. I mean, that's what he likes.
Porn stars too. He likes porn stars too. He banged Stormy Daniels too.
I think that it might not have been some underage shit with Trump, but I think Trump did some foul shit. Like I was mentioning to you backstage before we went live, I watched the Surviving Hugh Hefner. And Hugh Hefner, rich, Playboy mansion, big parties. The girls in the documentary said that he would get tired of like orgies and fucking 20 naked girls doing whatever the fuck he wanted. So he started introducing like animals and like weird, wild stuff that like they was not with, but they felt like they had to do it because like they were living in his mansion.
Yeah. He provided their lifestyle, like their ability to make money.
So if like Epstein has a stable, all ages, right? Underage, above age, all shapes and sizes, colors, creeds, whatever. And he's like, hey, what do you want? I got you here. It might not be an underage with Trump. It might just be one of them mail order brides from Ukraine. I mean, fake titties, no ass, ready to go. And that's what he fly to the island for. That's like a day golfing for him. He's like, I'm gonna fly over there, I'm gonna get some head, I'm have a few drinks, hit a few holes on the golf course, call it a day, leave. Because he's rich and can pay for that shit. But he probably, and these people could have looked at Epstein as just like a normal pimp with like willing participants due to their own ignorance. But like Epstein was like luring girls in with Jelaine and fucking, hey, you're staying with us type shit.
Crazy. I know that's
so like they didn't really know the sweatshop that they was buying from. I can give that much, but I know that they looked at it like we still making a purchase of something. They all went to that island to do something. Whether it was
because they knew what was going on there. They knew it was like like we were talking about off before we started.
It's the Diddy parties, but for the billionaire white dudes.
Yeah, and you look at it like this too. Like we were talking about this earlier. Once you've already purchased everything that you have on your list then upgrades to the next tier of shit. So
right.
That's fuck you money. Bro, that's fuck you money. That's not rich. That's fuck you money. That's a whole different level, bro. Like, where I can now purchase everything and anything I want on planet Earth and still be fucking wealthy. Yeah. What do you do? What do you do at that point? And it's like, I could see that going down there thinking it was like...
You gotta think, you got rappers talking about dropping 50 to 100 racks in a strip club. These motherfuckers dropping probably $1 million, $2 million a night.
To go down to this island where it's like legit...
And to make sure that they're paying for the discreetness. They were paying Epstein for keeping his mouth shut. I mean, and Epstein knew how to do that because he's like, hey, I'm on an island.
With no laws, there's no law governing us. We get to do what we want. Bro, that's the perfect, I mean.
So Yeah, it went left field, and
went
it
left
went
field.
there. I mean, but it was. I think they all were willing participants, and now, kind of like Wolfett said, Trump going down. He's like, I'm taking you down with me. You know what I mean?
Very well could be.
But Trump's spiraling right now, in my opinion, because he's beefing with one of his like longtime supporters, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, bro.
I thought that she could have been a VP pick for him before JD Vance. How much she rode for him. Like, she rode for him like his wife should. But we're going to get into this. Check it out. We'll talk about it.
Now to a live look at the White House, where President Trump says he is no longer supporting a once loyal ally, Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. This comes as the push for the Justice Department to release all Jeffrey Epstein files intensifies. CBS News correspondent Willie James Inman has the latest.
President Trump says he will no longer support Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling the Congresswoman from Georgia, who had once been his staunch supporter, wacky. In a social media post on Friday night, the president took aim at Greene and said all she does is complain, complain, complain.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not anyway. I mean, she is a very different thinking than I have. Something happened to her over the last period of a month or two, where she changed, I think, politically. I think that her constituents aren't going to be happy.
The president's negative comments about Greene come as she continues to push for the Justice Department to release all files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
These women have been waiting, some of them for decades. I talked to several victims that were raped by Jeffrey Epstein back in the 90s. And so this is information that has needed to come out for a very long time, and the American people have demanded it.
House Speaker Mike Johnson said Wednesday that a bill that calls for the release of all the Justice Department's Jeffrey Epstein case files will be put to a vote next week.
Meanwhile, a number of restrictions that were imposed because of the record-breaking government shutdown are being lifted this weekend.
The FAA began rolling back mandated cuts to flights throughout the country. Museums in the nation's capital and the National Zoo also began reopening this weekend. And SNAP food assistance that have been put on hold for the month of November because of the shutdown are expected to be released in the next week. Willie James Inman, CBS.
So really, it's really, to me, it's one. Oh yeah, to me, it's one issue.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's one issue. Think about it, yo. Him and her both said it's over the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
Take out the Epstein files, and there's no real beef between them. But being such a major issue, it's driving a fucking wedge. That's for damn sure. Like,
right. My thing is,
and could this be the start of more? Like,
right. I feel like next week when the House Republicans go in, I feel like this is where Trump's loyalty gets questioned, like their loyalty to Trump. If they see some shit that they don't like, do they push the investigation towards Trump, or do they turn a blind eye?
what it's supposed to be, or what do you think is in reality? Because what it's supposed
In
to be.
reality, obviously, what it's supposed to be, they're supposed to do the investigation.
Yeah,
Right.
supposed to go after whoever. That's not supposed to have an allegiance. But I don't. With Trump, see, if this was a different president, I would say they're probably gonna turn a blind eye. But because Trump is so unliked by so many people, are people in the DOJ, and I know he's removed some people, and some people he's gotten in, but the nucleus of the DOJ and the nucleus of the FBI is still the same as it was 5 years ago.
Right, but it's got to get voted on in the House first. So it's got to get passed in the House for the
investigation. The CR bill?
Well, no, this investigation on the Epstein files to further investigate it.
Oh, they're definitely.
Because next week at the House, what they're doing,
I see what you're saying now.
Trump wants the investigation into the Democrats, and there's Chase from Chase and Morgan, there's JP Morgan in there, fucking some dude Larry something, Bill Clinton, and another person. Yeah, big fucking names. He wants the DOJ to investigate that. But next week, the House Republicans are going to do their own little investigation before seeing if they're going to take it further and follow Trump's wish.
Now I see what you're saying about the loyalty.
See who to investigate. Now, if they do their quick overview investigation and see some foul shit on their boy Trump, do they excuse his bedroom tactics at the sex shop island for the pedos and everything else weird? Or do they ride with him and turn a blind eye to that and be like, yeah, fuck them Democrats?
I guess it depends. Do you do something illegal? You know what I mean? Like, and I guess at that point, when you're on an island like that with no laws, what is legal, what is not?
Right. But that's when the moral question comes into play.
No, I see what you're saying now about the loyalty side of it. Are his people going to back him? I almost is it? I think
like how many are willing to break the law for Trump if he has something dirty in there?
Yeah, but see, the investigation's not about him though. So this is where they you can call it a blind eye, but when you're tasked with, all right, is the are these 4 Democrats done something bad? It's not whether Trump has done something bad or not. That's a different investigation. So their viewpoint.
Yeah, but what they're not realizing is
you're saying
they're going to open a can of worms. So those Democrats, they're done. Clinton is roasted. Fucking, he felt the heat with. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. Oral sex was not in the sexual definition that I was given. But it's oral sex, anyways. But like he thought he felt the fire then. That's nothing compared to what he's gonna feel when he gets exposed. The same with the rest of those Democrats. It's gonna affect banking with like J.P. Morgan and Chase. Those banks are probably closed down. Merger into somebody else, call it a day. That's what that'll happen. But I feel like once you open that can of worms and investigate, there's going to be people on both sides. There's going to be people that they like that's going down.
Oh, of course.
Because it's not like it was like Democrat Island. Like there was Republicans there. There was independents there. Yeah. There was fucking princes there. Fucking... I mean, it's going to affect the world once this comes out.
Do you see it ever coming out as an entirety? Or do you think they're going to drip faucet this to us a little bit at a time, over time?
A little bit at a time. Each presidency will leak the other party. It'll be like, hey, I got the dirt and the tea on this one. Check this out. Wow, this is how I'm going to win my candidacy. Thank you. Vote for me. And this is where, like, the dirty politics are just going to get dirtier with whatever information is available in the Epstein files until all those people get canceled because, let's face it, the world and internet is very cancelable. So, like, you do something wild and crazy, you're gone for life. Bye-bye. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're done. So, that's what's going to happen. And then there'll be new faces and new names to carry the same message. I think that Trump's feeling the heat. He knows what he did down there, whether it was with a minor or not. I don't think it was with a minor because we know his type. But I definitely think that, I mean, a billionaire boys club. He was like, hey, told his wife, yo, I'm going on a trip. I'll be back. Went to the island, got hit by a fucking couple hookers, called it a day. Was like, yo, don't tell nobody. You know who the fuck I am. Peace. All these non-disclosure agreements. Gone.
NDAs, yep.
And then out. Did it like a fucking legal businessman instead of on the street. Like, yo, I got $20. Can I get some head? The fuck? They handle it differently. They got more money. They paying more. So
they got more to lose too. That's why it's done like that. And then these people have something to lose. What are you gonna take me for? I'm gonna pay you $20 for head, and then you're gonna try to sue me, and all I got is $50 in my bank account. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So like, I think that they all went down there, did some foul shit. We'll see it trickle out. We're not going to see anything bad about the Republicans get trickled out onto Trump.
Well, you might when you have people
If
like
it's somebody he don't like.
Marjorie
Taylor Greene,
yeah, MTG, yo, fucking bro. Now that she's a Republican, and now she's drawn a line in the sand with him, right? And me knowing Trump the way I know Trump, the way I see his movements, I could see him now saying she is now stepping across the line. She's open for she's open for the firing. She's open for the get shots. So now he can unload on her too. You know what I mean? If there's secrets about her, his team will leak it. You know what I mean?
Him saying that she's wacky and fucking all this other shit. He's like, she whines and complains and blah, blah, blah. He's already throwing attacks and insults her way, so that's it. Like you said, it's open season on her. This is gonna draw a lot of lines in the sand with people, and it's gonna fracture parties. It's gonna fracture Democrats. It's gonna fracture Republicans.
Bro, have you noticed that so far? That like, it seems like the Democrat Party, even though it's the unpopular party right now, they're more unified than the Republicans. A fraction right now. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of MAGA. The MAGA movement within the Republican Party is starting to show stress cracks. We'll call it. A lot of the top podcasters that roam in these areas, they're all picking up on all these different things. I watched like 5 or 6 of them, and they're all picking up on different aspects of the Republican Party fighting. Like Charlie Kirk being assassinated now looks even more like this could have been fucking political, because he was the glue kind of holding the MAGA Party together. Now that he's gone, there's like a power vacuum going on for his spot. Now you have all these different podcasters that are red pill, pro-Trump. Some of these people I watch have more viewerships than some of the mainstream media. And they're picking up on this. The amount of following they have influence. They're influential.
Yeah, I think both parties are such a fractured state. And
I think the Dems are looking stronger than the Republicans right now, just because of the socialist shit. Look, you have Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Chuck Schumer all in a fucking picture together.
Well, I think that's just perfect timing. That's just timing. That's not anything they did on their own accord or strength, in my opinion. Politics, if you notice, the presidency and the majority party is like a pendulum that swings back and forth. You know what I mean? We could take it back: Bush, Clinton, Bush, then fucking Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. It keeps going back and forth. So we as American people, we're never satisfied because we don't have the majority of people, don't vote. So the voice isn't really being heard. The study isn't being done correctly.
Probably, yeah.
And then you have it where it's like, those people are aside, but then now it's like whatever party's in office will get the blame for the bullshit that's happening. And then,
which is fucked up anyways, because if you think about it, it takes 9 to 12 months. So basically your first year of your fourth year of a new presidency is basically eliminating what you can from the last president and reversing course. So what you're actually seeing in the first year or so is the previous president's whatever agenda he had is still moving forward. It's usually about the second year you'll see the sitting president start to see how he's changed the economy, culture, you know what I mean, overseas relations, shit like that.
Yeah, so that's why it goes back and forth, though, because we don't have enough time. 2, these candidates, they get the blame for everything. So you're going to automatically assign it to the party that they're representing, because that's what they're representing, and then people vote for the next one. And then, you have diehards that'll just vote a letter down the ballot. But then there's okay, well, that doesn't solve anything either, because not every single one of them with the letter is good. I mean, people got to pay attention to policies. We don't. I mean, but I feel like this ties in with the Epstein shit, because right now, like I was saying, Trump's going to release Democrats. You're going to see Clinton and all them get roasted. But I think that's when Democrats stand up. They do this. You see the fucking Mandami guy in New York. I think I said his name right, but you got that movement, like you're saying, could win the next election for these parties, for the Democrats, and then the pendulum swings that way, and that's when Republicans get exposed.
Even right now, within the Democrat Party, you see a shift going on right now from the traditional Democrat to the socialist Democrat kind of taking over. Like I said, the AOC, like you said, like this New York experiment, because this is an experiment too. This is the first time you could see a major city. New York has overtaken London, I think, as the financial capital of the world. New York City, which is where he is mayor. There's never been a socialist mayor before ever to run a city of that size. It's going to be interesting because he already started fucking up. The very first speech he made, and this is in his own words, he told people, stop sending money in when he was running. And he said, stop. Well, this is in his message. So during his rise to become mayor, he told people, stop sending campaign money and we're good. He gets elected. The very first fucking speech he starts talking about is at the end of the speech. He waited till the very fucking closing words that he did during the speech. He goes, you guys can start. You know how I told you start sending money? We guys can start sending money again. You know, this campaign, I'm going to have to put this person here and this person there. I'm basically saying, I need you guys to fund me to do what I want to do. How does he expect? So to me, it's like the people in New York got duped because he promised all this free shit, free busing.
Right, he's not going to be able to provide it because he ain't got the funds.
He don't have the funds to do it.
The funds.
And in New York, the governor you have to go through legislation to get this shit. And the governor of New York has already said, I'm not doing this. So he ran on an agenda that nothing's going to get implemented.
Yeah, New York's gonna be hurting for a few years.
They've been hurting for a long time. If those billion, bro, his banking on raising the taxes on the rich, and this is the thing I keep hearing everybody say is, "Oh, this money's gonna come from the rich." Okay, in theory, right? Now, I'm rich, right? I'm rich. I'm already paying X amount of dollars in New York. I know that this guy is gonna tax me more, and I'm about to lose more of my money, or I can go to Jersey and still go to work in New York, where the taxes aren't nearly as much. I'm leaving New York. Therefore, the amount of taxable people is going to shrink because those billionaires and millionaires are going to leave.
So
he's going to have less money, less tax money. Okay, now with that being said, there's less tax money now coming from the rich. He needs to infill this gap, this void that's created there.
Right.
Where does that money come from?
He's going to ask for handouts. He's going to ask for handouts.
He's going to raise the taxes. He's going to raise
the
taxes
on the poor
people in the middle class, bro, which is they're already stretched. That's the thinnest. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thinnest class.
Well, that's why he's going to pay them more so he can tax them more.
So he can get more tax money.
Right. So it's going to make the same shit. Yeah.
So you still lose.
Yep.
Bro, it's wild, bro. This plan doesn't make sense at all. But that's what they voted for.
If he somehow gets billionaires to like donate money under like the tax loophole, they'll have like tax write-offs. So,
bro, they're not. No, I'm not helping you if I know you're knowingly coming after my pocket. I'm not helping you under no circumstance.
True.
Fuck you. At this moment, now you're the op. You know, I'm out. Right. I can't do nothing to you. You're the mayor, right? I'm out. I'll just leave. Right. I'll take all and anything, and I'm an influence. If I'm a billionaire, bro, let's be honest. They're influential people. They know people that know people that know people. I'm gonna pull this business out. My boy over here, like it becomes a trickle down effect.
This is where he's hoping and praying that they want to stay in New York because it's New York. But like you said, people will move Jersey, and go to New York somewhere else.
They don't even need to. They don't need to, bro. Go to Jersey. They can live in New Jersey and fucking commute to work.
Right.
Done. That way, like, you know what I mean? To make it easy, let's be honest. Like, most people, and I hear, like, to the argument.
Well, if he does that, then if people do that, he'll eat off that fucking congestion tax that they just started in New York. Driving over the fucking bridge from Jersey.
They get a little bit of money. Nothing compared to what they're going to lose if that happens.
Oh, yeah, definitely not much what they'll lose.
They get in fucking trouble. This happened in California already. This is why.
Yeah, everybody from California with Texas. Yep.
Moved to Texas, Arizona. They lost something like $10-15 billion a year between sales tax, taxes on like silicon. Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, took Tesla and moved it to fucking Texas.
quick question, right? And let's try to like step out and look at this from like a weird point of view. Like you know what I'm saying, from a weird point of view. All right. You think this might be part of them just like reallocating people in the country on purpose? Like, oh damn, New York is fucking packed. We need mad at you motherfuckers to leave, but you won't leave. So we're gonna make you leave.
It could be, but then it's the question becomes: you can't force people to go to Oklahoma. You can't force people to go to Nebraska, where me and you have talked about previously.
Right.
These people are going to go where they want. Where are they traditionally going? Florida and Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's not 100%, but the vast majority of people, and they'll go to Jersey because people don't. Someone that owns a business, right? Think about this. So it goes to the side of like I was fighting. Like my argument a second ago was these billionaires leaving. But really think about what it takes for a billionaire to leave. The billionaire himself, so he doesn't get taxed, like his address can be in New Jersey, where he's not getting taxed.
He'll be in Connecticut.
What if he owns a business, though? What if he owns a business in New York? How much headache and how much money does it cost to reallocate a business from New York and put it in a different state? So there is two sides to this story. You know what I mean?
That's what Mandami's banking on, that other side. Like, hey, you really gonna uproot everything because I'm taxing you more? You gonna go through that hassle?
Some people will, and some people won't. And I think a lot of people. I think what he's gonna lose is the address. So I'm a CEO. I leave my address and I go to fucking New Jersey now, right? Instead of paying business tax and personal tax on my business, I'm just getting the business tax from New York. So New York loses a huge chunk, and they say something like, was it 1%? So the millionaires and billionaires equal 1% of like the world society. They pay 50% of the tax.
Yeah, them gone, New York's fucked.
Shit moves, bro. We're not talking crumbs. We're talking whole slices of pizza.
Well, this is just gonna drastically lower property value because everything that's something or somebody's out of there, and now the normal people will be able to spread out, but they still gonna be getting taxed an arm and a leg because they still living in New York, and now they're part of the rebuilding fucking team.
So they're paying more. If they're paying more because those billionaires left. That loss of money on a chart, that money's gonna come from somewhere. Well, we'll spread that out over the middle class and lower class to feed how much of that we can, and then whatever's still there, we'll go to the federal government for fucking help.
Yeah,
that's what these states do. You know what I mean? Like it's.
This is why we are so far in debt, bro.
It's
we gotta run this country like a business, like an efficient business, not just like okay, cool. Like yo, know what really fucking irked me, bro? The shutdown, the government shutdowns irked me. I don't think the government should be allowed to fucking shut down. First off, like, what do you mean we're closed?
What does that even mean? What does that even mean, bro? You're the fucking federal government. How are you closed?
Right. And like, how does that look to the rest of the world? Like, we're trying to look strong, bro. And you just said we couldn't open today because we're like short staffed and we can't get proper change.
Because we're infighting. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, the fuck is the matter with you? I mean, sorry, the staff is arguing with each other today. We can't open.
Sorry, your meal's gonna be 15 minutes late. The chefs are in the back fighting. Like,
fuck. It's the most American shit in the world, but it shouldn't be a thing. Like, it just looks horrible. Like, I think government shutdown should be illegal. That should be put into legislation somewhere. Like, you got to figure that shit out before there's a shutdown.
You know what should be to cover everyone's ass? Government shuts down, right? Nobody's immune from going back to work. Like how we have like the military, the middle of the month wasn't going to get funded and you know, fucking cross anything that the federal government funds. Aviation, a huge thing is the planes and shit, right? All these cancellation of flights. Everyone should have to go to work. Because let's be honest, at some point, and we all know this, the government can't stay shut forever. It has to reopen. So let's just call it 30 days, 60 days, even 90 days, whatever the amount is closed. When the government reopens, due to the infighting, we have to now back pay them, all these people, right? Like on a furlough, almost essentially. Like they're gonna work for free, but they have to work because you're a federal employee. You're mandated to work.
If they work for free, the only way I'm cool with that is if they freeze their bills and give them like a food allowance.
Or just free, like you said, freeze everything. Freeze everything.
Yeah.
That way, when the money catches back up, they can unfreeze everything.
Well, like they're gonna have to pay for food. So say they got money for food, right? And they just make sure they live check to check and don't bank. But now, like they're not working. So okay, cancel the bills. You got the power to do that as the government. Just pause that. That's fine. And then like reimburse the fucking utility companies when you reimburse your workers' pay, and then give them like a food allowance. That way, like here's some like emergency food stamp type shit for federal workers only.
In case it's a contingency plan. In case this happens, no, absolutely.
That way you can still go
there's
to
a way.
work because
like me and you, right, bro? Me and you right now. 2 kids from fucking southeast Massachusetts. I should say we're kids, but 2 adults that have little to no experience in the government can figure out a way to make sure that the shit, even with the infighting, making sure people still live and shit doesn't get disrupted for the common person.
Right.
Me and you can figure this out. They can't.
I don't think they want to, bro.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Want to.
Because if me and you can do it, why the fuck can't they? Of course they
Right.
can.
Because now they don't want to, so they just make people infight. This is all political theater. It's all
divide and conquer.
It passes the time. It helps get them elected and still running in power with the same rules and laws and extra laws every year. You notice every New Year's Day, there's always new laws. Like the news on New Year's Day, after like, hey, last night was New Year's Eve. This was how much like drunk driving or crimes or there was an accident. Next story is like new legislation that starts today. And it's always like 3-4 new laws or something that just got passed in November that was on the ballot that now is getting reenacted. It's like, okay, you passed it, but it didn't get enacted until a few months later when it was already passed. We taking forever to like get shit going. And then we do that on purpose so people forget that shit just passed. And then you enact it, and then you get people caught up in shit. And now you got money in the judicial system and this and all that, and then you just feed the fucking hamster wheel with every little component.
Oh, absolutely. Think about this too. What if that law, and this is I'm 100% on board with what you're saying. What if that law is something people are probably going to revolt at, or squawker at, or it's going to make people look at whoever assigned that law in a negative manner, where our votes get these people in and out. What a good way to, all right, this law passed. 2 months later, it gets enacted. In those 2 months, I've forgotten, like you're saying, I've forgotten about this law. So now my anger, or what anger I would have had, is already gone. It gets passed, and I'm like, whatever, who cares? Go back to my fucking my life that every day. Get up, go to work. The rat race. So what a perfect system set up in order to like erode your willingness to revolt against something you don't like that the government's imposing on you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it's all designed perfectly. Like the hamster wheel, for it to be a wheel, has all them little spokes. And I mean,
each spoke has its purpose.
There's a fucking 1,000 spokes in that hamster wheel, but like you said, each one's got its purpose. It has to be there for a reason. Some things might not seem like they're working, but it's making other things work in the hamster.
Yes. It's assisting something somewhere else.
Yes,
absolutely, bro. So it's even when it's dormant and not the center of attention, it's helping the center of attention somewhere else push what it needs to do.
It's like those memes that have like a hill with the holes in them, and there's like a rock, and it's like, which number is like the rock gonna fall into? But the rock's gonna roll over one, hit on some like seesaw shit, fly up on one, go. it's like if you see the steps, it's like, okay, well, that's not cool for this part of the fucking little race thing.
Yeah.
But this is where it ends up. So these ones lose, but this rock is the winner. Like there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser for the game to be played. If everybody's winners, why are we playing the game?
Well,
It's
there
not
is
a
no game. There is no game. There's no competition at that point. And that's it's funny you said that, bro. It kind of goes back to like what has been pushed on us post 2000 is like I remember I'm 43. I played Little League baseball. It was the early 90s, bro. There was 8 teams in the league, bro, and like the top 4 teams played for playoffs, and there was one trophy for the winner. The next 7 teams didn't get participation trophies and make everyone feel like winners because, bro, in reality, and this is even in life, there can only be one winner. And if you're not the winner, then you lost. You're the loser of said, no matter what it is. You can't have this mentality of, everyone's a winner because it's like, no, that's not even how life works. You set yourself up for a mental disaster, and you wonder why mental health.
Participation trophies were invented by a loser.
Bro, seriously, bro. You know what I mean? To feel better about yourself. It's like if you think about
I want to.
This mental health fucking spike that we're seeing has probably. I'm not saying this is the one thing that drove that, but what partially fed that is participation trophies and things of that nature, bro. Because it's like if you're expected, I never lose, and then in life I get handed something that's a loss. I don't know how to react to that because I've never had to deal with losing. I've only ever got, even when I lost, I got a feel good fucking trophy. Oh, I'm really the winner. It's like, bro, you need to go through that evolution of I lost because when you
learn how to deal with those emotions,
and you learn how to get better because you don't want to lose again. So that next time that happens, you're better in a better position mentally, physically to win.
Well, that's why there was so much youth sports in our generation. Everybody played something.
Yeah, no, for real.
You know what I mean? So, like, I played baseball as a kid, and then like high school was playing football. So it was like, even played basketball. So it was like everybody did something. We were taught to be competitive. We were taught to use teamwork. Taught how to deal with a loss. Taught the discipline of okay, I gotta practice. I'm not Allen Iverson. I gotta practice. Let me, practice for this game and get that shit going. And like you said, these participation trophies, it takes that edge away because now everybody a winner. I think that was like a band-aid on the mental health problem that people didn't know how to cope with because nobody taught us how to deal with losses. Nobody taught us how to deal with the downside of competition in our life. We just winged it as a generation. You figured that shit out on your own.
Well, you did it with community though. When it's for instance, like sports wise.
Yeah, you did it with your team. You
lost, you coped together. So there was someone there to like lean on kind of and get their perspective to make you essentially feel better about yourself because now you're talking about it. 2 people. All right.
That's where electronics kill all that. Yep. There's less youth sports and youth leagues. And now they're not coping as a team. They playing games online with their friends and they coping with whoever's in their headphone, but there's nobody there with them.
And the games themselves that like you're pretty much like an online gaming thing. So our sports generation that we grew up in has transitioned into headphones and a controller of whatever or a computer, whatever it is. You think about it. Even when you lose in those games, like Call of Duty or something, you respawn instantly. So you're back in the game again. You don't have that time to, I lost, and what did I do?
Yeah, like 3 lives. It's a game over. You had to start the fuck over.
Yeah, and like you don't, now it's just like they respawn in 10 seconds, so there's no time to reflect, to grow. You know what I mean? To grow off the loss. Like
that also desensitizes people because
what do they say? Like the easy road doesn't teach any lessons. So it's like if you think about it, when you win a game, a boxing match, you don't learn as much as when you lost that game or boxing match. You learn so much more about yourself and about technique and things because you lost. And this is also goes to like why I always say the number one contender in any sport at all is probably the most vicious person around because they haven't felt that championship feeling yet. And when you become a champion, think about it. Even the best champions in the world, the ones you stop doing what got you there because you become the champion, right? So you plateau essentially. You stop that climb, that drive. That's why I say the number one contender is the most vicious person around because they haven't tasted success yet, and they're doing everything and anything scrapping to get there, where the dude's already sitting on top of the mountain. I've already climbed. I'm there. I've been there for a while. I stopped doing the things that got me here. You know what I mean? That's why that's why champions, the number one contender takes the champion more time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a new champion emerges, and the next hungry. That's why you get that circle going on. In my opinion, the way I see it.
No, that makes perfect sense. I think that life's just the Matrix, bro. They designed this shit so perfectly that to unwire humans, we would have to reformat the public schooling system first.
Your entire life would have to be reworked. Like,
but I think that like you could retrain it with the public schooling system because that's one thing that the system got perfect with brainwashing and instilling certain level of knowledge in people. So use that same system to fix itself, but start at the root that wasn't the problem. It's just what was being taught. So like make sure you teach finances, teach mental health, teach life skills, life hacks, fucking teach shit that's you need.
Learn how to balance a fucking checkbook, man. You know what I mean? They don't teach you that shit, bro. They even took out like think about and I always thought this was a dumb class when I was a kid, but it's such an essential class, so overlooked. Dude, home ec.
Yeah.
Think about how simplistic it's like, yo, cook food. And you think to yourself, cooking food's easy until I take you and you've never really been a chef or don't know how to prepare food. And I put you in the kitchen and go, all right, make this, do this, make this for fucking 5 people. And then they're like, I don't even know. Bro, and that's such a basic necessity. That's food. You need that every day to live. And these things aren't taught to us, bro. Like you said, the school system is perfectly designed to keep us not progressing forward, but to keep us kind of in place. They don't teach us how to cook for ourselves. The fucking food pyramid we were taught is wrong. This is why we're fucking fat as a society, bro. We're like terribly overweight compared to the rest of the world.
They put that food pyramid image and said, "Here, follow this," and then chuckled and was like, "Got him."
Yeah, for real. Seriously, bro, for real. They don't teach you how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach you about investment. They don't teach you any of the important things that you don't get to really know. And this is going to vary from person to person. Some people pick it up early. Some people pick it up later in life. But like, think about like, for me, when I was in high school, I wasn't thinking about retirement and stock markets and shit.
No.
Had I invested money in as a 20 to 23-year-old person, being 43 right now, whatever money even if I had 10 grand I invested, it'd be worth $100,000 fucking dollars today.
Word, we weren't thinking that because they didn't teach us to think that.
That's what I'm getting at, bro. They don't give you
our parents didn't know because that inflation rate era, they had to work 2 jobs to fucking hold shit down. So we raised ourselves.
It was almost like a dirty secret thing. Because now you're getting back to the 50s and 60s and when our parents were born, right, and brought up. The stock market really was like, I think, early 1900s. I think it was like the dirty little secret nobody was talking about. You know what I mean? Like how rich it was, almost like
how rich people can get rich.
The billionaires club, like don't.
Well, look at John D. Rockefeller creating the public school system. I think it was in the 20s. He said he wanted a nation of workers, not thinkers.
Yeah, he wants drones. He essentially wanted human drones.
So you said, this goes way back to like early 1900s, 1800s, to where like these people. I mean, this is the power playbook.
And bro, they've had 100
passed down to the invited.
And think about this: they've had 100 to 150 years to perfect the system they've been putting on us, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And we keep, like fucking sheep, keep walking towards the fucking cliff.
And honestly, I think we're behind their schedule, and I think they're mad at us,
bro. Yup,
they're taking it out on us. They're looking at us like this group of secret people that be running shit, the top 1%. I think they mad at us. And I say this because
we're not going fast enough to our own demise.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Look at it like
So
this.
true. So true.
Facebook glasses, right? The Meta glasses, they just teamed up with Ray-Bans, Oakley, all of that shit. Google had Google Glass like fucking 10 years ago. The technology was there. They introduced it. They hoped that we would catch on and take it. And we didn't. We were like, nah, man, I'm not feeling that. They were like, fucking take the carrot on the stick, you asshole. Take it.
Yeah.
We didn't. So they're like, all right, we'll repackage it and reintroduce it to them when they're ready.
And predictive programming. We'll push this and the shit that they watch subconsciously for the next 5 to 10 years. We'll embed it in their psyche, and we'll re-roll it out under a new brand, under new packaging, a new bow, new colors, and we'll see if it hits again.
And that's what they do. I mean, people look at we look at things as normal Americans as such a smaller scale. Think as if you were in that position.
Yes.
Think as if you were making those decisions and how it would benefit you and how you can make it work to benefit you. And then the picture becomes way clearer.
You see why certain things are getting done, the way they're getting done, how they're getting implemented. You can
Like
see
everybody always, one of the biggest complaints my whole life, minimum wage. Everybody raise minimum wage, raise minimum wage, raise minimum wage. Okay, cool. They raise it $1 or $2. They raise it a couple cents here and there. The powers that be don't give a fuck. They feed in crumbs. So they're like, we don't care what we raise it to. We are still putting you in this low class. So, yeah, we'll raise your minimum wage to fucking, I don't know, $17, $18 an hour. But we're still going to put you in McDonald's. I mean, now we'll just take away the value of the dollar a little bit. Because you wanted us to give you more value in it.
Think about it. Like, so a grocery store, right? For instance, and this is not a rule of thumb. It's something I've heard across multiple grocery store owners have said, like a market basket, they make 1 penny profit per item you scan. So I go shopping, I got a cart full of shit. Say I have 100 items. They only made $1 profit off all my items because they make a penny per thing that goes into it. What happens is when you raise minimum wage, these people are CEOs. They have board members. They have stock prices. Right. You can't raise minimum wage, say, and this is what happened in Massachusetts. It went from it was like a $3 bump or something. It went from like 12 to like 15. That's $3 per hour per person that works in that store per day.
Right, and that trickles down, and that's why the prices raise.
Price go way high, bro, because these people are never gonna go. The CEO can't go to his board and say, "Well, this quarter, since we raised minimum wage and we don't want to raise prices on anyone, we lost $100 million fucking dollars across the United States." That CEO is gonna be fired. The stock prices are gonna drop. People are gonna start selling. It becomes a financial disaster.
Right.
So they're just gonna pass it on to us.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. They're gonna do this. So they take the prices, and I'll pay you more, but everything I sell you now costs more too.
Now, let me. The other question I asked people, because I had this conversation with Adam a little bit, and he wasn't understanding what I'm saying, is I also get to this. So I explained what I just explained to you to him, and then I said, you would ask yourself this: why do people who make minimum wage think in their mind that's good enough to live? All your bills paid, your rent, gas, car, insurance, like they equate minimum wage with being this is like the minimum to live, and that's not the case. Minimum wage
they scare people with tax brackets. I've had this conversation with people.
Minimum wage was never meant for that. Minimum wage isn't meant for a 35-year-old guy. It's meant for fucking high school people and kids in college that have school going on. They want to make a little money. They want to introduce themselves into the workforce, see what it's like. It's entry-level positions. You're not meant to survive off entry-level positions. Like, if that is your what is your life has become, we'll call it. Like, this is what you're doing. You're a fucking manager at Taco Bell or manager at Burger King or whatever, right? You're making $35,000-$40,000
you
a
failed.
year. If you want, it's not so much of a failure, right? You can look. I mean, they can look at it like that if they want. I look at it like, if that's what you chose to do, okay. But now you need to do +1.
Yes.
You don't get one job. You need to do that
You
plus
do too.
DoorDash, Uber, whatever,
Right.
Lyft, whatever it is, a second job somewhere, delivering flowers, edible arrangements, what the fuck ever it is. You need to
Right.
supplement, but people don't look at it like that. They see minimum wage and they automatically think it's like I should be able to live off this.
They
No.
scare people with tax brackets. One, it goes back to the financial literacy they don't teach us.
Yeah.
And two,
Facts.
when people slip into shit, they're like, "Oh, damn. Okay, how do I get out of this?" And a lot of it also ties in with like criminal system, where like you got a record, or that's just strikes against you for jobs. Because honestly, what else is the record for?
It's a history of you. It's a over 20 years. If you keep getting arrested for fucking stealing, you're a
Right.
thief. You're
Right.
a thief, bro. Like, it's meant to
Right.
deter people from going, like a thief getting into a bank. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like,
But the reason why it deters us is because employment.
that, and you want to be honest too. I think it has to do in
That and housing. That and housing.
I'm gonna catch flack for this, bro. I think a lot of it has to do with how lazy people are too. Because
Yeah.
Again, when you people are gonna get mad at me for saying this, but whatever. When you make a conscious choice in your mind as a person to say, I worked at Burger King for fucking 10 years, they're gonna give me this manager position. You should know that there's other places of employment that pay more, but it requires more of you in order to do it.
Give
And
more of you, work harder, do what
maybe
you
the
got
work itself.
to do to get
People
more.
don't want to do that. They're like, nah, I'm good where I am. Well, okay, if you're, and I'm not knocking you whether you're good. If that's your mindset of like, you're good with you are, okay, but understand that this is your level. You don't get to say I deserve to be here with the people that actually do what it takes to get there when you're down here doing what it takes to get here.
Well, this is why one,
That's
we're
the
in
problem.
debt. Two, the cost of living and inflation and prices are up on everything because they got to pinch it from the people who do got money to give it to the others. And there's been such a dynamic shift in the workforce of generations of like people who had work ethic and then people who don't.
Yeah.
And then I think it also tax brackets scare people. I've seen people
what a good
want
way to
to
weed
keep
it out.
themselves in a certain bracket because they don't want to make more to get taxed more.
Bro, think
Instead of
like this.
realizing like, hey, just budget better.
What if this is a test though? What if this is a test? Now, what a good way to weed out motivated people from non-motivated people. I moved the standard up.
Yeah.
I moved the standard up, right? Who is going to do what it takes to then climb to the new standard? Those are your people. Those are the people you want in leadership positions because they're willing to do whatever it takes to obtain a win. And then everyone else that's like, all right, now you know. Now you've it's almost like they've tested, like they've drawn a line in the sand and said, all right, here's your new standard. The people that will do what it takes to get there, which is maybe sacrificing. Maybe they get a weekend job where they didn't have to before. People that are willing to do what it takes to raise themselves up versus people who don't want to raise themselves up.
That's how it was designed.
And
listen, if you get flack, I'm not leaving you hanging. I might get flack for this one too, so we'll get flack together. This is the real Bible. This is the real basic instructions before leaving Earth. Like you need to understand how things operate where we live. And now I'm about to die. I'm talking about the Bible.
The lightning bolt comes down.
Right. But I look at it like you was breaking it down, and it's just so easy to see these things, but they don't want to fix it. They, like you said, it's a test. They want to test who's willing to work harder. And okay, cool, let me weed you out. And okay, I'll put you in this category, in this tax bracket, in this area of life. You need Taco Bell workers. You
Yeah.
need people who are happy working at Wendy's.
Mhm.
There's billion-dollar corporations that exist because of
Because of those
low
people.
work ethic people.
Facts.
Now,
That's
some of
facts.
those people are going to get asked out because there's too many of them, and we got to weed it thin. So we're broke, and now these companies are like, "Hey, there's too many of you. So now, even though I'm making money off you, I'm gonna find a way to make more money and replace you with robots."
Because there's more money to be made with those robots. Bro, you gotta figure too. A lot of people don't realize, like, when you employ somebody, it isn't just the wage I'm paying you an hour. All right, Aaron, I employ you, Aaron. I give you $20 an hour, right? That isn't the amount of money. I have to have employee insurance on you. I have to have I have to pay taxes on you
Yeah,
for it becomes this big fucking, it becomes more. You know what I mean?
right, absolutely.
It becomes way more. So it's like with
That's
robots.
every fucking thing in that hamster wheel
Mhm.
that keeps all the spokes together.
But there is no hamster wheel when it comes to the robots. It's a new hamster wheel. It's not even a hamster wheel anymore. You know what I mean? It becomes something different where
It's a bigger hamster wheel. They added another spoke.
there's no breaks. These people don't wake up in a good mood or a bad mood. They don't wake up sick. You know, like I'm saying, the robots. Like this is all shit that humans do that hampers the growth of a company.
Well,
right?
you got to think
robots aren't going to be like that, bro.
Over the
And
last
you're gonna
couple of decades, the low income population grew. The middle income population grew.
No, it shrunk. The middle class is shrinking.
Well, now it is, but in the early
so
90s,
the lower
yeah.
class is getting bigger. The upper class is getting bigger.
Yeah, and
The-
middle
the
class
middle
right
class
now is shrinking.
is
They're
fucking
getting rid of
shrinking.
us. But in the 90s, middle class like grew.
Oh, absolutely. That
Where,
was
like
we had good
everybody
times then.
middle class.
Isn't it amazing? We had like good economic times then.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I mean? And
wow.
it was good because we was in the middle. It's better than where we at now. And it's like, hey, fucking great. But those motherfuckers is looking at the middle like, yo, that is horrible. How are you guys living like that? You know what I mean? Because of how good they have it. But people in the middle get stuck in the middle because they don't want to put that extra work ethic in, or they're scared of the extra taxes, and they're like, they get complacent and where they're at. And they're like, cool, I'm a manager at Taco Bell and I work at Wendy's on the side. I mean, burgers and tacos all
Yeah,
day.
but that ain't middle class, bro. The middle class, I feel like what you're saying. The middle class is like this. It's a designed matrix.
Yeah,
So
move.
once you obtain middle class, they make it so that you can't leave because they need you there. They don't want you to go to lower class because then you're getting less. They're getting less from you, right? They definitely don't want you at the table with them because there's only so many seats at the table.
Yeah.
When you're up there, right?
Yeah,
They
each
want to
class
keep
gets harder.
Yeah, they want to keep you in this middle class, and they found ways of making it easy to get you there, but not allowing you to go any further than middle class. They say, you know what I mean?
That's when it takes the person to dig deep in themselves and, like
For
you said,
real.
have the work ethic, have the lack of laziness. Be like, nah, I'm not lazy. I need this shit.
You
I
need a part 2. You need a part 3.
Like, fucking, let me go. Let me get this. Show up. Be there early. Be there later. And then be like, yo, I'm here before everybody, and I'm here when there's nobody here. I'm the last one to leave. Put that work in, and then those are the people that inch their way higher to the high class.
Bro,
But I
and
think
what a
before you
design.
get to high class, the last thing, the last level, I would say it as like metaphor is you gotta invest. All these rich people invest in something.
Yep.
So they diversify their funds to keep shit safe, and they invest in what's emerging. And that's the real test to the high class people is like, hey, if you can kind of predict the future and tell me what my next move is, I'll let you hang with us. So you get a bunch of good investments, you making money, cool. Hey, you know, you about to know what's going in. Come on, let's
Yeah,
get
come
the
on.
invite. Who are you?
Bro, to go back to what you're just saying too, it's an amazing system that this matrix is set up in. Because think about it, if you're that middle class and working a regular job can make you live a comfortable life, but you don't ever move forward. You just kind of tread water, right? Therefore, like you were saying, it takes a second or a third thing. Let's say somebody want to start a second business, or they want to do a podcast, or they want to do music. Whatever this second and third thing is, you've now worked your regular job. You only have a limited amount of time left, so you now divvy up that time. Well, if you have a family, now your kids aren't getting that one-on-one time. Who's raising your kids? The state, the fucking school system. That's
Right.
in what a cycle, bro. What a recycling sign of keeping you in that same loop, bro. It's amazing. You saying that, I was like, damn, bro.
And they
Like-
put it where you're working harder, so there's less sleep because you're trying to cater to everything.
Mhm.
And then that affects your health. And now that's more money for them anyway. So
You have no
let's
time to cook, so you're probably eating shitty food. The shitty
Mm.
food system we have, making, you know what I mean, bro? It's all that. It's a fucking at every angle, and even like you were saying, even if you did take the time, let's just say you did neglect your family enough in order to get you from like the middle class, and the door does open for you.
Right.
Think about it. You're the only one in that generation that's going to understand what it did, because now your kids, you haven't been around for your kids to pass along that information. Their
Right.
brains already indoctrinated into the school system. So you're like a one and done. These people at the top are like, even if we do let him in, we can just let him in. It ain't like his kids are going to come up off that. It's cool. We already
You let
they're
in, you
trained
got to
drones.
have everything situated where everything's good. And I look at it like this, right? It's kind of like these secret organizations. And even though they're not so secret, let's say the Freemasons, for example. The Freemasons, they want to come have a sit down in your house. They want to meet your spouse. They want to meet your family. They want to meet your friends. They want to talk to people about you. They investigate you. They do Corey checks. They make sure that you're a good, upstanding citizen and there's like no dirt on you. And if there is, they might manipulate it depending on how they like you. But what's your specialty in your job? Oh, cool. You got good work ethic. Great. I like you. Cool. Here, join the club.
Mhm.
And then, like, the leaders of these little clubs get invited to the bigger clubs, and then the bigger clubs. It's like when back to sports, fucking little league baseball. Then you had like twilight ball, college ball,
Yeah.
minor
Minor
league
leagues.
ball,
Yep.
major leagues. It's the same shit. They just showed us the method in different ways, and we just never correlated the two together. It's like never seeing the arrow between the E and the X on the FedEx trucks. And then once you do, you're like, oh shit, I can never unsee that
Unsee
arrow.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Right.
I mean, so it's one of those things. So once you see these things, it's like, oh yeah. And then the whole divide and conquer shit, they made us competitive.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then the
And
one
they did it.
going
They did it the
crazy, that's when
slickest
they
ways,
get the
too.
participation trophy for.
Think about it, bro. They did that in the slickest ways possible. What's the best ways to sow true divide? Like a real dividing line with people. You do it between the gender, male and female. You do it between the races, and you do it between religion. Bro,
Mhm.
that is it's bad, but let me say it it's diabolical genius. If
Yeah.
again, like you said earlier, put yourself in that man's shoes, the one that's gonna come up with these like bad ideas.
Well,
It's a
listen,
genius bad
the-
idea.
I think this was like kind of a little bit blame falls on our founding fathers, bro. They knew what they was doing. And I feel like
You think that was their intent though, or do you think that's how it's got manipulated from then till now? You know what I mean?
I think a little bit. I don't think that they seen how big the snowball would get at the bottom of the hill. They didn't know how big the
Yeah.
hill was, but they're like,
Fair
hey,
enough.
I'll push
Yeah.
this snowball down the hill. It's gonna work for me. And then they're like, yo, this hill keeps going. That shit is huge.
This shit does not
Uh-oh.
stop.
Oops. What the fuck did I do?
Right?
Might feel bad afterwards. And they might just say, fuck it. That's a huge snowball. Yeah, that works perfect. But it was designed this way, and they was the founding designers. Like, yeah, we've had architects help design it over the years with new legislation and this and
Mhm.
that. But they're all trying to design our life, and we're all in a Truman Show. It's
Yeah, it's
all
control.
a big game, and we have to play it as such. But they made the divide and conquer with, like you said, gender, race, religion. But they found those age old from beginning of time divides and amplified it and said, "Oh yeah, well, how about sports? How about TV shows? How about movies?
That's
How
that's
about
predictive programming. That's the part
yeah,
that they've been doing for so long, that my team versus your team. I hate you off of a
mhm,
sport. I don't even know you, and you're a Yankees fan. I'm a Red Sox fan. Just off that alone, I don't like you as a person now." And they took
right?"
that idea and, like you said, they amplified it, bro. They fucking
Mhm.
they fucking 1,000 x'd it into what we're
And
seeing today.
charged us to program us. We gotta pay for this shit. We paying for these jerseys to rep these teams.
Ugh, diabolical genius, man. I mean, in a bad way. It's a genius plan in a very bad way.
It
Like,
works perfectly. You know what I mean? That's how they make money. And then they try to give us a carrot at the end of the stick and say, "Hey, I got some money for you. I got some money for you. Here's your tax return. I got you." I mean, but I don't know if this next video clip we got is a carrot at the end of the stick, or if it's going to be a treat. You know what I mean? Check it out. We'll talk about it.
President Trump floated the idea of sending $2,000 checks to some Americans. It comes as Americans remain very concerned about affordability, an issue credited with boosting Democrats' recent election victories. Sarah Jenkins has the brief.
There are questions about President Trump's proposal to send payments to Americans funded by tariffs. The president floated the idea of sending $2,000 to individuals who are not part of a high-income bracket. It's not the first time the president has floated this idea, but it's not up to the president to write those checks. Congress has to pass new legislation in order to authorize the Treasury Department to do that. President Trump said dividend checks would come from revenue from tariffs, but he also posted to Truth Social that if the Supreme Court rules against his tariff policy, the U.S. would have to return $3 trillion, although the tariffs have not brought in $3 trillion. The vice president of federal tax policy at the Tax Foundation said that tariffs have raised $120 billion, but it would take $300 billion to send checks to about 150 million adults. For The Brief, I'm Sarah Jenkins.
all right, so I'll say this. I kind of didn't like the way she framed this, and they know better.
Right.
When Trump said $3 trillion had taken it from tariffs, I don't know that number to be right. Let's just, for instance, say, okay, it is $3 trillion.
Right.
And then she came back in afterwards and said it's only been 192 billion.
Right.
What she's saying is actual tax. That's actual tariff money. When he's saying $3 trillion, what they're not telling you when they say 192 billion is all of the companies that are moving and building facilities in this country.
Right.
They're not counting that yet.
Right.
So how much investment? When he says $3 trillion, he means total investment. When they say 192 billion, they're talking about tariff tax.
Mhm.
There's way different, bro. And I know this for a fact because one of the jobs that my company is doing is because of the tariff. This guy is a top 10 aluminum producer in the world. He ships out. He's in the top 10 world. It's like I don't want to say what country from. I don't want to say too much information, but basically with the tariffs, it wasn't worth them to ship to the United States. So they found a facility in Massachusetts and are building the machine here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's not being counted. So this is what I don't like about news. Be fair. If you're gonna say something, give the other side. All right.
Yeah,
she's
you
not
gotta.
wrong.
News gotta explain it better. I mean, they gotta explain the difference, and they just
She wasn't
throw
wrong
out
in what she
more
said.
stats and say, "Here, figure it out yourself."
She wasn't wrong in what she said. It was her intent behind it because it was Trump saying $3 trillion, and then her next thing was, well, it's only been 192 billion tariff tax, and it's like, well, explain what you mean.
All this tells me, though, either way, is we're gonna have to wait a while for this.
Well,
because these companies are gonna have to do their taxes first. The ones that just moved here.
Oh, absolutely. It takes years.
Do their taxes
Some of
first.
these facilities are going to take 2 years to build a building. Never mind the guts of the building. You don't just build a building and then they operate. You build the building and then they got machinery and shit. You know what I mean? Hiring people and
we're not gonna feel like a tariff fucking credit check type shit for probably like another 5 years.
And here's the other thing that nobody's asking the question. I'll be the first one to ask it. You go back to that shit and pause the screen on what was brought up. It doesn't state who is going to get these checks because he said certain Americans, and I'm going to assume it goes to tax bracket, right? You make X amount of dollars a year and up, you're not eligible for the $2,000 because that's the plan. That $2,000 tariff money isn't going to everyone. It's going to be like low income people.
Yeah.
My question is, who's the guy? What's the guidelines for this? Is it $250,000 a year and below? $100,000 a year and below? Who's going to see this
probably
$2,000
match the same guidelines that they do for assistance programs. I mean, so like if you make too much for food stamps, you're probably not going to get that check. But if you make enough for food stamps, they'll probably give you that check.
I mean, to be honest with you, I make too much to get food stamps. But I could take $2,000, and I make enough money where I live comfortable. But another $2,000 means I go buy a sofa. Right. You know what I mean? I reinvest that money back into the economy. Like, so you mean like I hope you're wrong. Honestly, I hope you're wrong, bro. For the sake of like just like even the low middle class people that are living with their nose just above water, like all their bills are paid. You know, they can drink, they can smoke, but they got like, a couple $100 in the savings account. They got a nice car, whatever. Like those people could benefit $2,000 too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I hope it's like $150 or $200 down. You know what I mean? You make less of an entire household, $200,000 and beneath a year, $2,000.
Yeah, that's what would make the most sense doing it the way you're saying it. But you know how these politicians go.
And I didn't see any of that shit on there, bro. That's the first thing I was looking for. I heard $2,000. My mind instantly goes, all right, where's the criteria? Because I want to know, am I eligible?
Yeah, let me run that back, see if we missed it. Let's check this out, and we'll talk about it some more.
President Trump floated the idea of sending $2,000 checks to some Americans. It comes as Americans remain very concerned about affordability, an issue credited with boosting Democrats' recent election victories. Sarah Jenkins has the brief.
There are questions about President Trump's proposal to send payments to Americans funded by tariffs. The president floated the idea of sending $2,000 to individuals who are not part of a high-income bracket. It's not the first time the president has floated this idea, but it's not up to the president to write those checks. Congress has to pass new legislation in order to authorize the Treasury Department to do that. President Trump said dividend checks would come from revenue from tariffs, but he also posted a truth social.
Again. We're muted again. Unmute.
So, me and you see this all the time, and we're not like indoctrinated to the news. But again, someone who's just sitting down on their couch chilling and they hear that, they think, "Oh, great. What's a high income tax bracket?" Because that's what she said. Excluded high income tax brackets. Where's the line? Show me some numbers, yo.
Right.
Don't just talk some fucking words to me.
If that's the case, that's 99% of the people that's not high income, bro.
That's what I mean. What does that even mean?
Everybody's gonna get one. If that's the case, yeah, I don't think we got enough money for that shit.
No, you couldn't, bro. Like think about 2,000. It's 300 and just call it 340 million. I think it's like 339 million people in the U.S. 340 million times 2,000.
Yeah,
that's trillion. I imagine off quick numbers, that's in the trillions, trillions.
Yeah,
like
no, there's no way. I think this is one of them political theater things, bro. I'm still waiting on my Doge check.
Doge check.
Remember they were supposed to give out the Doge checks?
Well, I heard them talking about shit like that. It never. Again, everything.
Yeah, it never became something.
It's got to get passed. Everything's got to go through the House and the Senate.
Ain't gonna get passed either.
Nah.
This was just good political theater for like everybody. Like, yo, we about to get checks.
That's bad political theater for him, though, because you're gonna promise something.
Blame it on them.
But no, but promising they're not delivered.
Right, but he's not the one that broke the promise and stopped it.
I guess we're gonna find out. I guess we're gonna find out. Well, it's on the Supreme Court right now. Listen to that clip. The Supreme Court's gonna fucking see if it's even constitutional for Trump to even be doing what he's doing with the tariffs.
Right.
And if they strike it down, bro, that's a lot of loss, man.
It is, but then you can always spin that. Now you look at it like a PR person, right? Okay, well, I didn't stop it. I wanted it to happen. This person stopped it. This one's the one who said I can't do it. Boom,
You would have to, bro, because with that comes you think about having all that money coming in. A lot of shit in projects are being worked out. So there's trillions of dollars of investment coming. Supreme Court strikes that down, bro. Our economy takes a fucking hit. Wall Street takes a fucking hit. You're gonna see a trickle down effect coming from that. That is not gonna be good, bro. That's like with a fragile economy already. Jobs reports coming out saying that we're not creating as many jobs as we did last quarter, this quarter. Like,
Yeah,
that could be like the fun. That could be
we're
something.
we're gonna stop creating jobs because we're creating robots.
And be losing jobs. I mean, it's more unemployment. You know what I mean? More people not working.
And I look at it like this: is this technology is going to be something we all wanted, but something that we're not prepared for. And we think shit's bad now. We ain't seen nothing yet. Like, we ain't seen the fucking whole how can I put it? Well, we did when we got rid of elevator operators and shit like that, but you got shit where we got robots for everything now.
Bro, they're saying the first line of jobs that are going to be taken are, and this is a huge, not going to say huge, it's a big portion of our entire GDP as a country is truck driving.
Yeah.
Driverless cars. Driverless cars and driverless truck, like 18-wheelers and shit, when those become all automated, there's going to be a huge portion of people. That's a lot of money.
That was just actually in the news the other day. I think there's 3 cities that fully made it legal. What cities made it fully legal for autonomous tractor trailers? Bro, down.
They changed the lights, dude. They added a 4th color to your lights, too. I don't know if you saw that. You know your fucking red, yellow, and green? There's going to be a 4th one underneath that's white. And what's going to happen is, because they're predicting at some point that the amount of driverless people and the amount of drivers is going to get to a point where it's either half and half or somewhere near half. And when the white light comes on, because there's so many cars talking to each other. Obviously, if I'm a human driver, I'm not in the now of what these cars are saying. They're saying for you to follow the car in front of you as an AI driver. So it's an AI in front of me. I'm behind it as a human driver. There's a 4th light. When that light goes yellow, it goes white. These cars all talk to each other, and they're just going to do what they think is best for the most efficient way of doing it. And you're told this. I saw this quick little documentary on it. They're saying that the driver behind it, if it's human, has to follow the AI driver, the wireless car in front of it. So they add the 4th light, bro, as white. It's crazy. And I'm not saying they're doing it now. They're not adding them now, but this goes back to the predictive programming. I saw this on a Google News. You know how it pops up, the new shit when you go on Google? That was like one of them top ones. So I was like, oh, it's like interesting. I peeped it out. But now I'm hip to it. Will it be in my lifetime? Maybe, maybe not. But if I'm seeing it, that means my kids are going to start seeing it. They're not even driving yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to introduce it.
It's going to be to the point where, like, it's going to be in our face. It's going to be introduced every day. It's going to start with the tractor trailers. There's over a dozen states, I just looked it up, that have legislation that allows either testing or future legislation in the works for autonomous truck drivers and tractor trailer trucks. So,
you have your phone on right now? Ask it. If you have your phone on, ask ChatGPT or Google, what percentage of our economy is truck driving? You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's like in the teens. I thought it was like low teens last I saw, which you think about it as 100%, 1/10 comes from just trucking or something. So maybe it's just not just trucking. I think it was like I think like Lyft and Uber and shit was involved with that too. But it was anything that had a person driving someone is like a 10 or 15% of our economy, I believe.
Let me put GDP because. All right, so the GDP for 3.3%. So yeah, that's gonna be totally fucking. It says roughly 23 to 25 trillion. Yeah. So $1 trillion industry. They're about to just wipe out all those workers and be like, hey, so we drive ourselves now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you. And we're like, no accident, less accidents is what they're gonna pitch. They're gonna say, oh shit. And eventually, like you said, with these new traffic lights and the sensors in the car, bro, they're not gonna be crashing. They're gonna build.
They're probably right. I mean, let's be honest. It's nobody. Us as humans, we don't like change, right? Like most humans fight change. But if you look at it realistically, I'm against somebody losing their job and trying to have to figure out something. It sucks. Right. I get it. But then on the flip side, it's like, is it better for humanity as a whole if this is automated? And I think so. I don't like the fact that we're ruining someone's life. Like I don't like that fact of it. I don't like that part of this deal. But
this is where I become an asshole. If you know that your career field is disappearing, what are you doing with yourself?
Yeah, you got to switch it up. But
why?
Again, but you're right, and it goes by age wise. Someone who's been driving the trucks for 30 years, that's 50-something years old, 55 years old, has maybe another 5-10 years of driving trucks if he wants left. That person, what's the expectation for that person, honestly?
I bet they be a good mechanic. I'm sure they know how to fix something.
But at that point, though, you know what I mean? Like, even when you hit 40, it kind of sucks. So is there a line? Is there a line where we go, all right, don't let no more new hires. Let's just let these people, how to say, gradually phase themselves out over time. Like, so if you stopped, think about it, if you stopped it, right, completely said, no more, that's it, bang, from here on in, it's AI. The very last person hired at some point will retire, and then it'll be nothing but AI. Right. That would be the gradual way I look at it. As,
that'd be the best way to do it. I don't think they're going to do it like that.
Absolutely not, because it makes no sense financially. Money.
Yeah.
It makes no sense financially. As a matter of fact, it's a deterrent because now for every person still on the books, you're losing X dollars when you can compare it to what they're making per autonomous driver.
You're going to phase that out quickly as soon as the legislation thing.
As soon as the technology is up to par. You know what I mean?
I'm going to play a couple minutes of this one video. It's a longer video, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. But this goes with the technology we were talking about. This is available for purchase right now. It's $20,000. World, meet Neo.
My name is Bernd, and today we're launching Neo, our humanoid for the home.
Neo, the robot, Nini.
Let you live with it?
Yeah.
You're just not telling me? Well, what does it do?
Like my chores. I just leave and I come back and they're all done.
Are you kidding me?
No.
This all started a decade ago, working really hard on making What is Neo a reality. But to me personally, this started when I was like 10 years old. I grew up reading these beautiful books and watching these beautiful sci-fi movies where the future was all about how we as humans, we really focus on the things that matter to us. You know, Rosie the robot would be ensuring family had time, or Data would help humanity explore the galaxy. And I really hope that when you get your Neo now, we can help give you back some of that time so you can really spend it on what you feel is very meaningful to you.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
So Neo, the new Rosie robot, gonna be over there. Who's walking behind the guy carrying boxes and shit?
It's like another member of your family is what essentially
Yeah.
they're gonna make it. It's crazy.
I mean, you buy a maid because it's not morally right for a person, a human.
Bro, have you seen the fucking what they're doing in I know it's China with the sex robots? Bro, them ones look like that one.
Super realistic.
Bro, that shit looked like a robot. That shit looked like
Right.
something off a UFO. You know what I mean? Would have come
Yeah.
down the day the Earth stood still type
It
shit.
looked like one of the putties from Power Rangers.
For real, this motherfucking shit over there, bro.
Yeah, they look like real
Wow.
people. I've seen those. And honestly, with robots becoming humanoids, the porn industry is gonna get it first because people are just freaks. They have the most realistic fucking robots right now. So wait till they just embed the same technology as Neo into one of the sex dolls. And now the sex doll robot is also doing the house cleaning.
Bro, it's just mad. And talk about like being more efficient at everything it does. It doesn't need rest periods. It doesn't say no. It does whatever you want it to do. Like we was talking about fucking Hugh Hefner with the animals and shit. Whatever,
This,
you know what I mean?
this is where humanity is going.
Bro, this is fucking like, is it ready? We get to this point where we're talking about, is it humanity anymore? Or is it something else at this point? Because humanity is us.
Right.
What's
Humanoids. Humanoidity.
You know
I
what I
don't
mean,
know.
bro? Like,
It's a
where we
whole
at
new
then?
word.
You know what I mean?
But the biggest competitor, in my opinion, for us with all of this race towards the new world is China, obviously. And China, we're going to get into this. It's a real short clip.
Yep.
Check this out. We'll talk
China
about
has
it.
issued a travel warning advising citizens to avoid going to Japan. It's an escalation in a diplomatic feud caused by comments from Japan's new prime minister about Taiwan. Earlier this month, Sanae Takaichi said the use of force against the self-ruled island claimed by China could warrant a military response from Tokyo. China's embassy in Japan has released a statement saying there are, quote, significant risks to the personal safety and lives of Chinese citizens in Japan. Well, despite the escalation, Japan's PM says she has no intention of retracting her statement.
Bro, Japan gangster. Japan like
I ain't taking that back. I said what I said.
yeah. If you go do something over there, some shit might happen to you,
Mhm.
and I ain't taking it back. That's basically what it is, yo. Because Japan
And
knows too. Japan knows it's allied. It's allied with the U.S. The U.S. has got pressure on China for this. Like,
right, this is not good for us though. It's like, damn, bro, I know y'all was beefing, but can you not escalate this shit? The fuck, bro? You already know this motherfucker's like my arch nemesis. And we keep fighting and shit.
nah, but it's actually. I think for us, it's actually better because now it doesn't look like it's a one-on-one fight anymore. Now
Right.
it's
Well, it
US
shows.
and Japan unity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being like, which is going to deter China from doing shit.
True, and
I think
we've
China's
already
going to take.
done the trade deals with China that we needed to do first.
No, 100%. I think China's going to take Taiwan. I think this is all goes back real quick. I know we're under time here. Political theater, because what's in Taiwan that literally is it would hurt the global economy severely. Is
Semiconductor chips.
those conductor chips. U.S. went to China, said, "Listen, we're gonna need 3 years to build our plant in Arizona, which is already being currently constructed right now. When we get our shit set up, running right, I'm gonna go like this. You do what you gotta do, but not until then. Not until we get what we need over here,
Mhm.
and then we'll let it be." China
Yeah.
probably was like, "Fuck you, I'll do what I want," but then that's us, Japan, the rest of the world, not the rest of the world, but you know what I mean? Like whoever's allied, Europe and shit, all being like, "Don't do that." Now you got political pressure on them, being like 20 countries being like, "Don't fuck around." You know what I mean?
Right.
Hold them off. That's what I think is going on behind the scenes.
I can see them holding it off. I think it's just gonna. Damn, America, we shiesty, bro.
It's a dog eat dog world, man.
It really is, but there's like,
even for us at the top.
Yeah, America's just shiesty. We just eat off Taiwan, and then we just gonna sacrifice them like that. It's just
We're
a
doing it Ukraine. We're doing it Ukraine to bleed Russia.
Yeah.
But that's payback though, because Russia did this to us in Vietnam. Vietnam
Right.
was what we were Russia and Vietnam. We went to Vietnam, dog, and got fucking decimated.
we got hurt bad.
We got fucked up. You know what I mean? We pouring resources into a war where you're gaining inches instead of
Yeah.
miles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the same thing to them in Russia right now, in Ukraine.
Yeah. I don't want us to do it with China though. I think China will hack our tech quick.
That's probably more the reason to get them soon before they get too out of control. You got to be able to knock out what you're saying, because you're right. You're not wrong.
True.
We need to knock that capability out of them.
I think they already have it. You gotta think, where's 90% of these the electronics made?
We fucked up.
Yeah, we fucked up bad.
We fucked up by Bill Clinton letting go, and this is short term for them. Think about it. Bill Clinton allowed them into the World Trade Organization in the 90s. This has only been 100 years.
Yeah.
Bro, this is like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
It came up fucking quick, bro. And we, stupid us, it's cheaper to do business over there. Let all of our manufacturing and textile
Because
companies
we had no
all go
faith
away.
in China. We didn't look at China as a threat. And they played the underdog perfectly.
They play the long game. They came
Yeah.
in and play the long game.
They're like, oh, we're the underdog. You don't give a fuck about tossing us business because we're not a threat to you. Okay, don't worry. We're about to populate like a motherfucker.
Exactly. We'll eat that. Thank you very much. Well, they have their own problem coming up for us
Right.
in the next fucking 15 years too. Their population is about
yeah.
to fucking collapse.
Well, this is why China be sending them all out. They get shipped to the islands. They're in the Caribbean. They're in South America. They're in Africa. They're like colonizing across the world right now.
They have to, because what's going to happen to them in the next 15? Because they had that one child policy for so long. That wasn't like they had this for like a couple of years, bro. They had this
Right.
shit for like, I think like 10 or 20 years or something like
Yeah.
that. So there's a huge space. The chickens are going to come home to roost now, because they're going to lose where they're going to have such a massive population that's not contributing anymore because they're too old.
Right.
In the contributing generations, like the 20 and 30-year-olds, the ones that really like, there's not enough of them to support the top anymore.
Right.
Because they did this fucking thing. It's bad. I
And
saw
the
China,
younger
man, I
ones
was
are
like,
leaving. And the younger ones are leaving.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So they're like, we're not staying around for this shit no more. I think that we got a lot that is going to happen in America and the world. And we just going to be here talking about it when we pop up. We appreciate everybody that pops on. And
Yes.
we got a treat for y'all before we leave.
We like treats.
And this is something that you can go and listen to on all platforms. We're going to do a little shameless self-promotion to wrap this up. And guys, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, share this out of your news feed, share this to groups, tag people in the post, tag them in the comment section, put @followers, @highlight, all of that. Make sure you follow It's Your Boy Fifth. Make sure you follow me on all of our platforms. That way you stay in tune with whatever we got going on, podcast or music-wise. And we're going to keep y'all in tune with what's going on from our point of view and our perspective. And we cracked the code. We really did. It's just, do the powers that be want to crack the code?
All right. And this podcast here, just for you guys real quick, this podcast, this pop-up podcast right here is for you guys. We want you to engage. We want you to, whatever we're talking about, drop in the comments. We'll bring a comment up on screen. If you want to come on screen with us and have, a fucking 5, 10, 15, 20-minute back and forth about a certain topic, you're more than welcome. This podcast is about you and us engaging with you. We want to let you guys know who we are, and we want to get to know our fans. So this podcast is about you. So don't be afraid if you're seeing something. Engage with us. We'll definitely get back to you. It's warranted. We want you guys to do this.
Exactly. Know what I mean? We're going to put a little bit of structure to the show so we're not waiting on you guys, but feel free to tap in with whatever we're talking about, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And it could be something that's totally off script. You could come on here just to promote whatever the fuck you got going on real quick and then hop off and be like, that's all I wanted to say.
This is about you guys.
So, again, thank you guys. Go follow us everywhere and make sure you stream It's Your Boy Fifth Street Magic Anthem featuring myself, Aaron All Nighter.
Yeah.
This was filmed in-house, edited by NT. Hold on. No Victory Too Easy TV, NVTE TV.
Or at JReel, JAY space REEL. In the cat.
The cat. I mean, but guys, go tap into our music and make sure you check this out. You already know what it is. It's your boy Aaron All Nighter.
It's your boy Fifth.
Peace.
Peace.
This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Moves in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. Street magic, got the city in a chokehold. Came about the dirt, not a wrist on frost mode. Blueprint solid, every move like a chess play. 10 tones down, gotta get it in the worst way. All nighter, yeah, the grind don't sleep. Turn the dream into cream, now we split it with the team. Came from the trenches where the love run cold. Now it's full court press, never break, never fold. Took the long road, never asked for a handout. Flipped a couple losses, now we flex with the bands out. Mind over matter, that's the code that we live by. Pressure make diamonds, tell them look how the team shines. City on my back, got them chanting the name. Street magic worldwide, let it run through the veins. Legacy in motion, this history in real time. Ain't no competition, every verse is a kill sign. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. Built for the storm, never bent, never broke. Turn the pain into power, every word that we spoke. Street magic in my veins, this ain't luck, this is fate. Every step that we take, got 'em raising the stakes. Coming from the basement, now we up in the building. Made a wave out the struggle, now we aim for $1 billion. Told them bet on the grind, I don't gamble with hope. Every line that I pen like 1,000,000 quotes. Self-made, every step been precise. Turned the struggle to a flame, now we shining every night. Kept it real, never folded, never switched on the code. Now the vision coming true, every seed that we sowed. A1's day one, never lacked. Took the pressure, made diamonds, put the team on my back. Street magic, we the force, we the wave. Built brick by brick, known for killing stage. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal. This ain't hype, it's heritage, born from the dirt. Wounds in the beat, let the bass line hurt. You want smoke, we want full inferno. Street magic, run the game, eternal.